Okay, assalamu alaikum. So now we will go into the last session before we go into the Kahoot session about Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, how from the well he ended up in the palace. And this is quite interesting. So the brothers, they took Yusuf alayhi salam and they threw him inside the well. And imagine they showed no mercy to him and they just threw their own brother inside the well, which was dark and very deep as well, where no one would be able to even come to help you, no one would even be able to hear you. And Allah Ta'ala told Yusuf alayhi salam there though, that you will one day remind your brothers of what they've done to you. It was such a sad event that had happened, but Allah Ta'ala comforted Yusuf alayhi salam while he was in the well, that you will one day remind your brothers of what they've done. How would you deal with this situation? If someone was mean and nasty to you, would you be able to remain as patient as Yusuf alayhi salam? And this isn't the only test he's gone through. He's going to go through many other tests as well. The brothers, however, they did this evil thing. And after they've done it, they thought to themselves, how will we ever explain this to our father Yaqub alayhi salam? Because he's going to be angry. He didn't even want to let us take Yusuf alayhi salam. So how will we explain this to him? So they didn't know the excuse they would use. But eventually, they remembered the statement of their father. And what did their father say to them? He said to them that I don't want to let Yusuf alayhi salam go with you because I fear that a wolf may eat him. I fear that a wolf may eat him. And it was these words that echoed in their minds. And they thought, why not just use this excuse? This is the best excuse. Our father said, I fear the wolf eating him. Why not we just say that the wolf ate him? And obviously they were lying, but they tried to make it seem real. And they thought to themselves, okay, we'll say this to our father, but then what proof could we have? So as a proof, what they did was they had taken the shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam already before throwing him into the well. And they thought to themselves, what we'll do is we'll dip this shirt into the blood of a ram or a goat or a sheep. We'll sacrifice a ram and the blood of it, we'll just dip the shirt inside it. And once we've done that, we'll say to our father, look, this is the blood of Yusuf alayhi salam, a wolf has eaten him. Who do you think was giving them even more wrong ideas? It was Shaitan. Shaitan, from the moment that he made them put Yusuf alayhi salam in the well, now he's giving them all these excuses to even lie now on top of the crime that they did. The brothers eventually, after creating this plan, they return. And they return during the night. The brothers return home at night and they were crying and weeping. They were crying their eyes out, and obviously they were faking everything just to make it look real. And they said that we were racing and we left Yusuf alayhi salam with our belongings and the wolf ate him. They then even presented the shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam, which they had dipped inside the blood of a ram as proof. Do you think Yaqub alayhi salam knew the truth? Well, Yaqub alayhi salam was a very wise man, and he knew that the shirt was not torn apart. When a wolf eats a person, the wolf doesn't take a person's shirt off first and then eat him. The wolf will just rip the shirt as well as the person. So the Yaqub alayhi salam knew through these signs that yes, the shirt has been dipped in blood, but it's not torn apart. A wolf isn't that clever to take the shirt off first and then eat a person. So he knew this, and he knew the brothers were lying. And he knew that the brothers were always jealous of Yusuf alayhi salam. And he thought to himself that where could Yusuf alayhi salam be? Where have the brothers taken him? Like he did not know where he could be or how he could find him or anything. And the brothers were saying that we're telling the truth. So Yaqub alayhi salam had no choice but to rely on Allah. And being a prophet, he always relied on Allah. That one day Allah will bring me back to Yusuf alayhi salam. So Yaqub alayhi salam said, he said, patience is best. I'm going to remain patient. And that's exactly what he did. The brothers, they went to sleep that night really happy. Yusuf alayhi salam, though, he could not sleep. He was in the well. And Yaqub alayhi salam, the father, he too could not sleep because he was thinking about his beloved son. How amazing is the quality of patience? What does it show? It shows that you have complete trust in Allah, that you know that Allah Ta'ala's plan is the ultimate plan. No matter what plans we have, it's always Allah's plan that always wins in the end. So Allah Ta'ala may have a plan for Yusuf alayhi salam. And Allah Ta'ala definitely did have a plan for Yusuf alayhi salam. While Yusuf alayhi salam had no hope, there was no hope in the well. What could happen? He might even die in the well. But like we said, Allah has a plan. And what happened was a group of travelers, they were going in the desert and they became thirsty and they wanted some water. So they sent a man to collect water from the well. That man went and he saw a well. He put his bucket inside the well. And while he was lifting the bucket out and pulling the bucket out of the well, the bucket was actually unusually heavy. And when he pulled the bucket, he realized that there was a boy sitting inside, and that was none other than Yusuf alayhi salam. And he screamed and shouted, and he was so happy to find the boy there. Now, why was he happy? Because he knew that us travelers will take this boy back to Egypt and we'll sell him. And if we sell this boy, because he's young and he's strong and he's got a lot of energy, we can sell him and we'll get money for him as well. And that's what their plan was. Do you think the travelers were happier finding water or finding the boy? They were obviously happier finding the boy because they could get money out of it. And they actually went back to Egypt and they sold him for a few silver coins in the market. And they sold him to a man who's known as the Aziz of Egypt. His title was the Aziz of Egypt. He was like a minister that used to work for the king and used to attend the king's meetings. So he's known as the Aziz of Egypt. Now, the Aziz of Egypt, he knew that this is a valuable boy. He's a young boy. He's energetic. He's strong. He's intelligent. And he thought that because he's still young, we can even take him as a son because my wife and I don't have a son. So maybe if we look after him for a while, we can say that this is our son and we can adopt him. But however, the wife of the Aziz, she had evil intentions. Yusuf alayhi salam knew that he could not betray the Aziz when the wife had evil intentions. And in fact, the wife of the Aziz, called Zulaykha, she actually accused Yusuf alayhi salam of having evil intentions. Who do you think the Aziz believed? Obviously, the Aziz of Egypt, he believed Yusuf alayhi salam because he knew that this intelligent and pure boy could not have evil intentions. Now, we've learned many times that the beauty of Yusuf alayhi salam was out of this world. And this story shows that Zulaykha, who was the wife of the Aziz of Egypt, she invited all the other women to her house. And after she invited them, she gave the women fruit and a knife to cut the fruit. So every woman had fruit in her hand and she had a knife as well to cut the fruit. And then what happened? Zulaykha, the wife of the Aziz, she told Yusuf alayhi salam to come in front of the women. And as soon as Yusuf alayhi salam came in front of the women cut their hands instead of the fruit because they were just stunned by the beauty of Yusuf alayhi salam. And they were forced to say that this cannot be a human. He is an angel. And obviously Yusuf alayhi salam was a man. He wasn't an angel. He was a human. But he was so beautiful as though he was an angel. And that's how beautiful Yusuf alayhi salam was. And he was known for his beauty, that the women that they cut their hands, they injured their hands instead of cutting the fruit, seeing the beauty of Yusuf alayhi salam. Anyway, Yusuf alayhi salam, he was going through test after test. The brothers, they they hit Yusuf alayhi salam. They threw him into the well. Yusuf alayhi salam was sold into the market like a like a slave, like a slave. And after that, Yusuf alayhi salam was going to go through so many other tests after tests. And the wife of the Aziz kept on planning against him. So Yusuf alayhi salam, in the end, he made dua to Allah and he said that the prison is dearer to me. There's so many tests and the wife of the Aziz is planning against me as well. The prison is better for me to go in. And Allah Ta'ala accepted his dua. Zulaykha, because Yusuf alayhi salam didn't listen to her, Yusuf alayhi salam was then put into prison. If you went through test after test, would you be able to remain this patient? And Yusuf alayhi salam has remained patient and he will continue remaining patient, and we'll see the benefit of that in the end of the story. What happens after Yusuf alayhi salam is in the prison? For that, you'll have to join us next week, inshallah, where we'll discuss part 2 of the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. We have also put the quiz and the worksheet in the chat, so you can download that or you can go on that. And even in the quiz, in the end, There's a section where you can even give us comments or what you would like us to talk about next time as well. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.